Hello, hello, Jacob. Can you hear me? Hello.
You can go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, guys. I'm really sorry for my way I will present it. It's just that I'm not that well. And, I have a lot of stress during the weekend, so my body is still not down. Um, by the way, Abubakar Mubarak, PMO social lender. I will be presenting my topic, leadership style and its impact on team performance. Um, what what the slides we'll be talking about is like the different leadership style we have. Although there are plenty, there are a lot of them, but I just pick few in which are commonly used due to time constraint, and we'll just see a little how it has impact on team performance. So let's go to the next slide, please. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Here are my contents. These are what I will discussing on. First of all, I would like to say a little about what is leadership and who is a leader. A brief, uh, some little things on team and team performance. What is leadership style? Common leadership style used. The differences between leadership and management. Then, thank you. Please, next slide, please. The first thing is what is leadership and who is a leader? Um, everyone knows what leadership is, but few people can articulate what it truly means. Thing here is everybody, if you ask everybody what is leadership, everybody tends to give you different like definitions. People will give you different understanding. It just depends on let's say what kind of information that person have in hand. In a situation whereby someone has been led by let's say um, let's say, should we say wicked or has been led by the wrong person, definitely how he will define leadership will definitely be different from someone that has been led by by a good person. So, what leadership, everybody will have the feelings that, yeah, I can define leadership, but this is just something that we just tend to feel as if we know it. But definitely, for us, for someone to know, like, to articulate it really means is very, very difficult. But whatever the case may be, creating a cohesive nation within your organization is a crucial step for.
Hello, can anyone hear me? Because I cannot hear anything again.
I can hear you.
Is anyone talking?
Nobody's talking now.
Okay.
So I will lost Mubarak. Let's be patient. Maybe he's having issue with his network.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can, but you're breaking.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
We can hear you now.
I'm really sorry. Can you hear me sound and clear now? Like, sorry, my network just got I got disconnected. So as I was saying, can I continue?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, as I was
Yes,
saying,
go ahead, Mubarak.
in our everyday activities, we tend to speak, we tend to talk about leaders and leadership, not even nearly every day, but almost every day. There is not a single day that will just like you sleep and wake up without you saying a little or saying a lot about your leaders or leadership. That's how we tend to like think, because in our everyday life we tend to be led by somebody, either if it is at home by your parent or your elder brothers, if it is in an organization, by, let's say, your team leads and whatsoever. So this gives us a, like, let's say, a topic of discussion every day, in which maybe where you have been led by home, there's something happens that you need to discuss with someone else. The point here is every day in our everyday activities, we tend to like this talk about leaders and leadership. But the thing here is that, have you ever tried to like, okay, okay, since this is what people are always discussing, this is always a topic of discussion for everybody. Have you ever think of asking yourself, what actually is leadership and who is a leader? So it can be much harder than you may think. Maybe now you'll be having the feelings that, okay, this is what leadership is, and this is a leader. But it might be much harder than you think. Maybe if they ask you to define leadership, you might have to think that, okay, before you have the feelings that you know who is a leader. Definitely, this is what has been happening. You might be thinking that maybe someone is asked to lead you in a particular activity or task. You might be having that feelings that he's not doing the right thing, he's not doing the right thing, or what he's doing is wrong also. But not knowing that if you are assigned with the same post, like if you are being assigned to lead, you don't know how your own like form of leadership would be. That is how it happens in many organizations. It happens in our day-to-day activity. Even what is even happening presently now in our country, this sort of set of leaders will be insulting those that are in power. After that, they will know, after when they go to that same position, they will still continue misbehaving, and them too will be insulted. That is just the fact about it. Leadership is like far, far away, like it's beyond imagination. It just depends on like the constraints you have available with you. Please, can you go to the next slide, please? Perfect. Next slide, please. Thank you. Then let's say, what is a leader? Many people struggle or had to pause to think, because it is a word we use frequently without really defining it. Even though now I'm to throw question now and say, okay, let's say randomly I should call a name and say, so person define leadership. You might have, it's not something that you just jump into it. Before, you have the belief that, yeah, I know what is leadership. But now you are asked to define leadership. You might have to think, you might have to pause to think, okay, how will I even put this leadership? I have been led by so person, and this is how he tends to uh, lead me, and I have been led by this also person. So for you to accumulate all these informations to give a proper definition of leadership, it is like somehow something that you have to think. You have to pause and think that, okay, what is the best method? What is the best definition that will fit this leadership? We take concept of leadership for granted and assume that we all know what leadership is and what a great leader looks like. That's how we are in our daily life activity. We will be having that feeling that we'll be taking this leadership stuff as for granted until when you are asked to define leadership, or until when you are asked to lead a particular group. That is when you know that, oh, these people are trying. So this is how it feels to be a leader also. Um, some CEO define leadership as having business acumen, like setting a vision or achieving goals for a company. Uh, Leadership is like what you said, business acumen, like, okay, it's a means of like setting a vision and achieving goals for a company. Other people focus on human qualities like empathy, humanity, or diversity. Every answer was different. Like, if you are by yourself to conduct a survey to ask people, like, okay, you, what do you understand by leadership? You, what do you understand by leadership? I believe if you are to ask 20 people to define leadership, 20 people will give you different definition of leadership without like having a duplicate, because everybody will give you his own perception, what he understands by the term leadership. Um, yeah, yeah, and the definition of leader. Okay, you have already said. Okay, then who is a leader? There have been couple people in history that lead people, but we're inhumane and destructive. Does that still make them leaders? When you go check your history, there are a lot of leaders that lead people. Some were very kind, some were very wicked. We have all those histories in all our, even in our holy books, we have it in our history books and whatsoever. So the question is here is that does that still make them leaders? A leader is someone who does more than just lead people. That is just it. Like he does more than lead people. They have to be driven by the right motivation and make a positive impact on the people around them. It's not just about like leading people. It's about like let's say um let them be driving by the right motivation. Like this thing, you are making them to do this out of their will. It's not something they are doing because they are scared of you. No, you as a leader, you are someone that like not just lead them, but like encourage them, like make them to walk by their own willing without them okay thinking like okay I'm scared of this or I'm scared of that. No, you as a leader, you are like you just like make them to work with you like with their own consent or by any means of motivation also. A leader is someone who can use how things can be improved and who rallies people to move towards that better vision. Like so you can like rallies people towards that better vision. It's not like it's someone that can like let's say take you to where you want to go. Like someone that like work hard, work all he can to make sure that this particular goal is achieved by not just leading but also motivation and making a positive impact on the people around him, on the people that he leads. I think all the rest have been stated there. Leaders needs to be empathetic and concerned with people to be successful. Leaders don't have to come from the same background or follow the same path. Yeah, this is it. Leaders, it's not necessarily that they must come from the same background also. Although there are all these theories of leadership, some that believe in that constraints or this behavioral leadership theory. There are a lot of theories. A lot of people have written about leadership, how how leadership is, how a leader is. Some people believe that leaders are born, not created. Some people believe that leaders are created. Some people believe that no, it is situation that define who is a leader. All those, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of ratings, there are a lot of ratings. This topic of leadership is not something that you can just like okay do it in a nutshell. It's something that is very broad, but you can just like give a little explanation about it. There are a lot of ratings. Some people believe that leaders are created. Some people believe that no, leaders are born. That's how all those things work. But the point here is that a leader is someone that like get people get the work done. Like he makes people to get the work done, not just by leading, but by motivating and making a positive impact on the people around him. Please, next slide, Lovett. Thank you. Lovett, next slide. Yeah. So this is the little I can say about leadership and who is a leader. So our topic since is about like leadership style and the impact on team performance.
Okay, Mr. Mubarak,
Yes.
please, you have 6 more minutes.
Okay, the other presenter is available. God of mercy. Okay, team. A team is a group of people who work together towards a common goal. Teams have defined membership, which be either large or small, and a set of activities to take part in. Just as you are aware that we have different teams at Bincom, this social lender team, Python, and others. These are team. The same team, the same thing you do, like those people that you work with to achieve a particular task. This is what we mean by team. Please love it. Next slide. Love it. Next slide, please. And team performance is defined as the extent to which a team is able to meet output goals. For example, quality, functionality, and reliability of output. Okay, for you to be able to perform a particular task that your team is given, this is what we mean by team performance. So, in a nutshell, that is the whole KD slide is trying to like, okay, explain or give a little briefing about that leadership, the leadership style, and team performance. Like the changes in the style of the way you lead people, how does it have impact on getting these people to be able to meet their output goals? Which like for example the quality, functionality, and reliability of output, the expectation of its members, or its cost and time objectives. Next slide, please. Thank you. Next slide. And what is leadership style? Leadership style refers to a leader's method and behaviors when directing, motivating, and managing others. When we say leadership style, we mean how he tends to like make people to get this thing done as a leader based on the definition we have made on leadership and who is a leader. So the method you use, how you tend to use to get that thing done through people by all the means you use. So leadership style will just show you how, okay, this is another way of doing this. This is another, because a lot of people have tends to use different methods in getting work done. So leadership style is just all about knowing, okay, this is how some people have ruled before. This is how this you get this done through people also. Please, can you move to the next slide? I don't have enough time. Common leadership styles we have. These are some of them, but I was only able to explain few just for. But we have the democratic leadership style. We have the autocratic leadership style. We have the laissez-faire leadership style, strategic leadership style, transformational, transactional, coach style, and bureaucratic leadership style. All this style, you can Google it and see how you can see, you can get more information about them. Please, next slide. Let me just briefly explain this. The first one is democratic leadership. This is commonly effective. In democratic leadership is exactly what it sounds like when we hear the word democracy. Like the leader here makes decision based on the input of each team member. In this situation, the leader will make a decision, but based on like the decision of all. Like he will have to like okay, consult the whole of team members before he make decisions. Okay, this is what we have on ground, and this is what I will want to do, and this is the decision I want to make. Okay, what is your opinion? What is your opinion? So the collective opinion he has from his other team members, this is what he always make to make decision. Although he has the final say, but he at least consult them. He got their opinions before making that decision. So in most cases, this is commonly effective because you tends to give your other team members the like zeal. You give them the opportunity to like okay feel engaged in the activities. It's not that you are just like okay just giving them command also. So in this situation, you make decision. You are the final say. You are the final. You are still the leader, but at least you consult them to get collective ideas from them or collective opinions from them before making a certain decision. This leadership style is commonly effective. There's a lot of things there you can check later. Please, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, unlike democratic, in democratic, he like at least consult them. have, like, let's say, have a collective idea from other team members. But this autocratic leadership style is a style whereby the leaders make decisions without consulting his other team, the people he lead or his team members. Maybe let's say, okay, he can just decide to say, okay, you have been shifted from this to this, or you will be this, okay, you will do this, you will do that, without consulting them, without like asking them. It's just an opposite of democratic. A democratic leader can be, he always consult his team members, but autocratic leader, like, it's really effective, because in this situation the team members will not feel engaged. They'll just feel like, we are being controlled, like, this is not something that I'm ready for. But a democratic leader will give you a chance to, okay, you, based on this decision you're trying to make, had it been you did this, maybe you might have this. Just as we did yesterday, what happened yesterday during this all hands, the person that's in charge of it, like, welcoming any ideas from other people. That's just the difference between democratic and autocratic. It's just an opposite of democratic. Please, can you move to the next slide? No, laissez-faire leadership. This is a leadership style that he is just the word. The meaning of this laissez-faire is, like I said, just giving people, let them do what they want. The team members, everybody's entitled to make decision. Okay, you will be the one to work by this time. Oh no, please, can you just? I should just sure you understand. It's not something that he put more effort in, like making them to get this thing done based on his own idea or based on their collective idea. He always tends to allow them to do what they want. Like, okay, do it the way you want it. Okay, we have this particular task to achieve at the end of so time. Go and do it the way you want. For example, now that same yesterday, I'm still using yesterday as an example. Had it been the team, they just say, okay, we should just go and do all what you want. Just had it been he used the like laissez-faire leadership style. He just say, okay, we need this percent subscribers on YouTube. All of you just go and do what you want. Like me, that I have the opinion of creating emails and making this situation or whatsoever the case may be. It will just be like, okay, I'll just go and be making my mistake. It was later on he will just say, this is not what we should do, this is not what we should do also. But in this leadership style, the power, everybody has the audacity to do what he wants without the leader trying to say, okay, you will force them to do this or do that. Thank you. Please, the next slide, please. And then strategic leadership. Strategic leaders are set in the intersection between a company's main operation and its road opportunities. He or she accepts the burden of executive interest while ensuring that current working condition remains stable for everyone else. This strategic leader is like a person that try and be in the middle of, like, okay, getting the work done and considering the situation of, like, the people he is leading. Maybe they said, okay, we should do this. So he will just be in the middle. He's trying to get, okay, let's get this thing done without, like, making it harder or making it difficult for the people he's leading. He's just in between. He's not democratic. Like, it's not that he only focus on having a collective ideas or having collective opinions before making decision. And it's not that he make them to do it whether they like it or not. No. And it's not that he left them as laissez-faire to just go and do what they want. No. He's in between the two. Okay, the organization needs us to get this done. Okay. God of mercy. I know my time has gone, right? Please. Hello, Jacob.
You should be rounding up.
Yeah, I think that's all. So the difference is, you can just skip this. Can you go to move to conclusion? Love it. Please just move to conclusion. Yeah. So an effective conclusion, an effective leader has a shared vision aligned with core values and understand what it will take to reach their team goals. They inspire, manage, and support their teams to work creatively and confidently towards that shared vision. They will make you to do it like the right way. They inspire you, they motivate you, they make you to do it willingly without forcing you to do it or without you doing it without uh, without your full consent. I think that's the little I can say about this topic. Please, next slide. I think I'm done. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, please you can ask. Hello. Did
Hello.
anyone have any question? Yeah.
I really don't. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, I really don't have any question, but just I just want to say that I think the topic here is one of the most greatest topic in the world today that the entire world need to be careful with, is what you just articulate in a very interesting way. And I just want to say thank you, because it's a very big topic, as you said, like you said earlier. But our problem is that a lot of people don't really understand that leadership requires so much, but without being handled effectively, it can destroy generations. So I think it's something all of us needs to think about. And thank you very much.
And I believe you said handling it effectively. Handling it effectively, I think it depends on what is your perception towards that leadership or towards that leader. Because you might be thinking.
Well, let me say something. It's more complex than what we can just discuss. It's highly complex. It's very. It's something that someone has to be. Yes, it's not just one capital or something, and because it has to do with it's rooted in so many things. So we just have to be conscious of what the leadership is and the impact, the effects, and the damages that the society.
Because that's why even in the realization I said it's something that a lot of people will believe that they know, but later on if you go deeply, you now come to realize that there are a lot of things that need.
It's much more complicated than.
Because in most cases. Okay, can you hear me?
Okay. So my question is quite simple. Okay, so basically I feel a leader is supposed to, do things that will be in the interest of his organization or people he's in charge of, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, what if that leader is not doing something that will affect like people outside his group? These are our group, yeah.
Okay, what you're asking now, that's why I said it. There are a lot of leaders that lead in the past time. Those that they are inhumane, they are very weak, they did this and that. We read it in histories. Sure, you understand. So the thing here is, if you said he's not being effective, is that what you are trying to say?
No, I'm not saying he's not doing the work. Like now, like in every country, in their policy, it is whatever they want to do, like it is the national interest. It has to be in the interest of like the population of people in that country. They don't really consider people outside the country. Like, okay, for example, like the UK now, they said that they've this travel ban, they've red listed Nigeria. When they are doing that, they are thinking of their country. They are thinking of people in their country. You understand? They don't consider people from our country. Sure, you understand?
I understand.
Hey,
people...
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. What you are saying is that considering your people when
Mubarak, right? let me say this, Mubarak. What he's trying to say is that he's talking about the UK and he's talking about other people. Well, in terms of security, you don't know their challenges. You don't know.
There is something. Yeah, you know the thing about leadership. When you are not there, when you are not in that position.
Wait, what are
listening? I'm coming. I understand what he's trying to say.
Yes,
I'm coming. Let me just say before this slips my mind.
Me, I don't agree with this section, but I will still say that they know their challenges, they know their struggle, they know what they want. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
Yes. Okay. The issue here is. Hello.
Thank you. Everybody, thank you for your contribution. Thank you.
Jacob, let's just get this done. Let me just say this, please.
You just have 1 minute for that.
Yeah, okay, 1 minute. Thank you. What I'm saying is there are a lot of situations where a leader will find himself. Sometimes you will even be confused on what style should you even use. Sometimes there are attacks, maybe or situation where you find yourself as a leader. You'll be not thinking that, what should I even do? What style will I even? Should I be democratic in this situation? Maybe as a result of some constraints, like let's say time, like the broad of the tax also. So sometimes leaders are like trying, you will know until when you are assigned to lead also, or you are assigned to do something like act as a leader. That's when you know how difficult it is. Maybe you might have a lot of decisions to make. You have a lot of information to evaluate. This kind of things. Sometimes you just make the decision about the people you lead. Your team members also now will be thinking that maybe you do not consider them. In which there are a lot of things that makes you maybe to make that decision. You yourself, maybe you are even confused. Am I to be democratic? Am I to be autocratic? Am I to be laissez-faire? Am I to be strategic? There are a lot of other styles, even like transformational, all these coaching styles and whatsoever. Please, sometimes we should try to be try and reason with our team leads and whatsoever. Sometimes the task is very, very huge. Sometimes the task is not easy. They undergo through a lot of info. They have a lot of information. They have a lot of decisions to make. They have a lot of things to do. So with that, maybe they might end up making a mistake also. So the task, leadership, being a leader is not easy. Like our leaders, like our team leads, they are really try, please. When even though you have a little misunderstanding also, you should please consider the fact that the task they are handling is not easy. Thank you.
All right, Mubarak. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for today. I'll have a few announcements here. There's an offer going on presently. For those that have not, if you miss your KD for whatsoever reason, it was posted on the Slack channel yesterday. If you miss your KD for whatsoever reason, you have from now till Friday to just do the necessary things that are required and request for a reschedule so that you'll be given an opportunity, because this cycle is gradually coming to an end. Cycle. That's not too good. All right, so that's a piece of information. And the second speaker is not ready. We don't have a slide yet. No topic yet. So by now, we're putting the KD to an end for today. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.